Hey y'all, what's up? It's your boy AAYMOND and I am with
Candy.
And yes, we are once more on our weekly review, episode 2. So today what are we talking about?
We're gonna be talking about money, of course.
Yeah, generational wealth.
Yeah.
Yes, the money is about international. Coup d'etat is about Africa, the attempted coup in November, and then in Sierra Leone, and then in Cameroon, we're going to be talking about the lack of petrol.
Yeah, and of course, a meal.
Yeah. Just on the side. So, okay, we dive in straight up.
Yeah, so we are starting with money.
Yeah.
So, this is a very interesting topic because I know you love anything that has to do with money. And
I took years to study money because I have this notion that you cannot control or master something you don't know. So I took time to study money.
Yeah, so interestingly, the international media just came out with a list of the wealthiest family in the world right now. I cannot name all of them. I cannot even remember the names, but I was like, wow. So people have this money. And one interesting thing too about this wealthy people, this very rich wealthy people, is how their wealth came about, how they have been able to sustain this wealth, to this, to the present generation. Yeah. So maybe you enlighten us more, as someone who has studied money and
from that research, unlike most of the billionaires or the richest people who are rich because of tech, most of these people are rich because of you see, maybe it has to do with cars, maybe it has to do with petrol, it has to do with real estate. I think the richest family presently is Dubai, right? The Dubai family?
Something like that.
It's the Arab related. They have these countries which have the dynasty kind of system. So the wealth has been passed from generation to generation to generation, and yes, we see that there is a very key secret here. Okay, I think one of the families, the Hermes.
Yeah, the Hermes family.
Yeah, which makes the mark Hermes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they definitely made sure the business was passed on.
Yeah.
There's always advantage in leveraging experience. Because something that has been in the family, like the Louis Vuitton, all of that, something that's been in the family for years, can always be beneficial. You can always go towards banks to take loans, knowing that, okay, this is a company that has existed for long, you see, and all of that. Yeah.
And interestingly, also, I read that some of these families have kept their wealth for over 100 years. I'm counting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And do you think that we have examples of such families, maybe in Cameroon or Africa? I don't know, because I went through the list and I didn't see any African family.
I'm not sure. African families are ready to get there. We will do richest African families.
Yeah.
That's where but I don't think in the world, though most of these Arab countries are in Africa, but we know that they are not really considered as
right.
Africa,
So I don't know, maybe we're seeing all this information out there now, you can do your research if you knowing that this information is out there, it's clicking something on my head, what am I going to pass on to my own family? How am I going to start creating this generational wealth and stuff, wealth that can be sustained, not tens of years, not 20s, hundreds of years.
Well, that's one cool thing, because we are solution providers. I'm in the audiovisual industry, you are in the beauty industry. So I definitely believe, look at what Rihanna has done with Fendi. I think that's something that will go to at least to two generations before it ever dies.
I'm into makeup and I'm always I've passed on some of my makeup knowledge to like some of my family members, and it's very interesting. Like I saw my mom's picture the other day, and she was all made up and looking bling bling.
Wow.
Knowing that my niece did the makeup, I was like, wow, this is so interesting. And she's not even here. Like she learned the makeup in Yaoundé, now she's in Bamenda and she's doing her thing. So if she can like teach another family, and the thing is, it's just a cool thing though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're talking about practical solutions, and I personally like the goals for next year. I'm actually investing big time into tech because I am seeing many people are not seeing it, and I don't know how people are not seeing it. I'm seeing what AI, the coming of AI has brought about.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be exponential. Like, it's like gonna be crazy.
Yeah. So right now, like, this list encouraged me. Like I did not just read about it, but most of the time when I'm like reading something, I want like this thing that I'm reading to impact my life. Like,
of course,
not only my life, but my activities, the activities that bring cash, of course. Like, so I think from now, I will no longer be doing like my job. Like I'll be looking at the money I'm getting from my job in another dimension.
Of course.
Knowing that, okay, if I want to like pass on generational wealth, I have to do something different. So, yeah.
But well, unlike the pressure of having to pass on something, it's also important to make sure you're happy.
Yeah.
You see, I have long-term goals. I have 20, 30, 50-year goals.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I just live in the moment. I focus on the now and make sure I'm happy in the journey. Yeah.
Of course, so there's also one question I would like to ask you. Like, do you think that when these people started, like, did they have it on their minds that, okay, this thing I'm doing, I want to pass it on to my family, and maybe like 50 years, 100 years after this, they're going to talk about me and talk about, like, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not sure, because if you know the company, I think the Japanese company, I've forgotten what, I think it's Yamaha or like, yes, a tech company. Like the founder, when he started, at some point, he realized that what he's doing is a generational something. So he came to the office and he said, everything has to be renewed. Like it didn't matter like how long, if it was, but just like all the computers, everything had to be renewed, because he recognized like this thing we are doing, the rate at which it's growing is gonna be, so we should be working with future tech, not the tech of now.
Yeah.
So I think those are things that we discover along the line. Like this thing is, but I have goals that I know that I may not be the one to eat from it.
Yeah.
I have some projects and ideas that I may not be the one to eat from it. It's my kids or my grandchildren that will eat from it.
Yeah.
So we come to Africa with Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone, the attempted
coup. Yeah. So the former president, Mr. Koroma, he's the main suspect. He's one of the main suspects. Yeah, because he was questioned up to 4 times. Back in November of this year, there was like an attempted coup. Some military barracks that were attacked and some prisons. 21 people died. You see, and then there was a curfew that was passed. I have a brother who is there, so he kind of filmed the images and showed us like there was no lights, no electricity, and then gunshots and stuff, and people were told not to go out. So like the coup didn't work. So and it's interesting to note that the region of West Africa since 2020 has been having a lot of
coup, like
Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali,
and of recent Sierra
Leone. So I don't know if it's the change in power, or because we know about the post-colonial control, though the colonial masters left, but they still had like control. So we don't know if that's what is going on here. But well, the former president has been questioned. His daughter too is also one of the main suspects. So we'll keep bringing more details on that as time evolves. But when I looked at the details, it looks like this was a poorly planned coup, because but I know also that it's not easy to plan a coup, because if you go towards someone and ask them to be part of your coup, the person knows that if this coup fails, like my head is
going down, like you're all going down.
So most of the time you have to really evaluate people before you ever ask them that come and join my coup. You see, yeah. So also if you meet someone and tell him come and join my coup and the person is like no, and the person goes and leaks your secret, well, you're fucked up. So most of the time people like to do a coup. So from what it shows, there was like a very, I don't think it had up to a 100-man army to do the coup. So
the coup thing has been very rampant like this past months, and I don't know if this it started with which African country again?
Well,
I don't remember very well because like it's like when it started, like other countries were like
coverage,
okay, if the brother from this country is doing this, we can also do this and that.
Especially Burkina Faso and
Niger. So what do you think could be the cause of all this like rampant and coup d'etats and attempted coups?
Well, first off, someone like Koroma ruled from, I think it's 2008 to 2005 to 2018. I need to be sure about that. Well, there are many reasons why a coup can be launched. Maybe the leader, but it always turns around interest, and we know that most coups are always financed by the exterior because very few people have the manpower to actually like get up and do a coup.
Talking about the coup that happened in Gabon not so far, not long ago. Gabon is our closest neighbor. Like, I don't know, has there been like any change? Like with the new, is it the transitional leader? Yeah.
Well, for what I know, he refused to have some kind of advantages some advantages that the president had. I know that there's been billions that have been recovered from the former first family. There is also a lot has happened. So I know that it will definitely influence the economy.
And if this money is like being pumped back into the economy, it will be a very, very good thing because the people out there are suffering. Like the money belongs to the people and it should be given back to them. So I think like if the coup is for personal interest, then I really do not know because it should be for the people.
Yeah.
It should not be like you should be fighting for the people and you should not be fighting for yourself. So if the money is going back for whatever reason, I think it should all be about change and change should be for the people, Yeah.
So we can come to Cameroon, our country.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So we're talking
about fuel scarcity.
Yes. I don't know. So far, it is not been specified why exactly there is this fuel scarcity. We don't know. Like the government has not made any official statement.
Yeah.
Yes. So we just have Atangaji, His Excellency Atangaji, who has been in Bamenda talking about how Lucifer has rejected.
Talking about this fuel scarcity, it has affected basically like everybody. Like, I don't have a car, I don't even have a bike, but having to transport myself maybe like from one end of town to another, there are no bikes, there are no vehicles plying our roads, and even when you happen to see a bike or like you easily see one that they charge more, these people are like, we are going to construct our story buildings and stuff. So it has not, it's sad, right? I'm laughing about this, but it's not, it's actually a terrible thing. The other day I was passing around a filling station and I saw a queue of not less than 200 people.
Yeah, is that serious?
Yeah, there were that many.
There have been some petrol stations that have started rejecting people from coming with bottles. They want only cars.
Yeah.
So it's like, like my neighbor usually says, this country will make boom.
Yeah.
So like things are really happening. And I saw a post where someone said this might be an indirect coup because like fuel electricity, water, communication, those sectors are all being touched. So it's a suspected coup. But well, the government hasn't made any official statement.
Yeah, but it's like the fuel scarcity thing is gradually like coming to an end, because this morning I took a bike from Carrefour Billy to Chapelle Billy, and I was like, it's like there is fuel back in town, or
it seems to have stabilized. But well, let's just hope. Let us watch. Let's hope that the government, they are doing their job well.
So would like to know from you guys the fuel scarcity thing.
Yeah.
How did it affect you? Because we know things are gradually becoming like back to normal.
Yeah.
So interestingly, one bike guy told me the other day there is a lot of people are staying back home and not going to work. That's how serious it was. Because there were no taxis, no bikes, and to go to work you would need to trek. And who would want to trek for maybe an hour or more to go to work?
People should start incorporating trekking in their plan. I'm someone who loves to trek. I'm someone who loves nature. So sometimes trekking is just like having that wind bathe on you. It's very beneficial.
Yeah.
Though they may not start directly trekking all the distance, they can trek part, and then people are so worried about their self-image. They want to see my colleagues to see me trekking, as though it's not beneficial for your health, as though they're the ones feeding you, for real. We worry too much on Earth. So we want to shout out also to Enyo.
Enyo agents. Was it at Mfu? Or where?
Yeah, Mfu, yeah. So a lady who fell into a hole and they kind of rescued her. They actually rescued her, not kind of. We all know how much Enyo is one of the most hated companies in this nation. The electricity company, Enyo, people hate them and they did this good job, and people were like, wow, this is cool. So people praise them, the heroes and stuff. So at least, unlike most people whom when they do one wrong thing, they are being criticized and they forget all their good deeds. This is like a twist in the situation whereby these are people who are always criticized all the time for doing the wrong thing.
And they're not even firefighters.
They're not firefighters. It seems they called the firefighters and there was delay. So the guys were there, and since they have some kind of expertise, they were able to rescue the lady. And that was a good thing.
That was a beautiful. I saw the video online. I was like, wow, this is so heartwarming.
The universe.
Hey, bravo to the Enyo agents.
To those who did it. So the universe decided to wash Enyo's name.
Okay, we hope the lady who had the terrible accident is getting better.
And I think the well-wishers in this nation should kind of call the team. If we could do it, we will. Should call the team of those who did it and compensate them, even if it's not financially a medal of honor or something, because it's not every day we see such things.
Of course.
So that's what's up for this week. And we're gonna be seeing you next week. But before we go, we're gonna pop our champagne for the week. Honor to you today, so you can pop the champagne. We're taking up all the marks so that nobody. Henceforth, we're not leaving any little mark. Yes, if you want to do publicity, come and meet us, and we are gonna sponsor our
pop champagne. Hey.
So you shake it a little, then. So.
I don't have the strength.
Woo! That's what's up. We celebrate life every day. It's always an opportunity. So see you guys next week. We're gonna drink up. Kiss. We love you guys.